Define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them, so they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation. I'm really quite close to, I'm very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows. Vastly more than almost anyone knows. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows. And the rate of improvement is exponential. This is a case where you have a very serious danger to the public. Serious danger to the public. Very serious danger to the public. And therefore there needs to be a public body that has insight and then oversight on to confirm that everyone is developing AI safely. This is extremely important. Extremely important. I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear. Danger of AI is much greater. Danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads by a lot. And nobody would suggest that we allow anyone to just build nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. And mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far. So why do we have no regulatory oversight?
Bill Benny is a 36-year veteran with the National Security Agency, the NSA, before becoming a whistleblower after discovering the elements of the data monitoring program he helped develop and the uses of that program, and we're going to talk to him today. Bill, great to have you on the program.
That's good to be with you.
What's your response to what Michael Hayden just said on our network?
Well, I mean, he should know that the Stellar Wind program, which was the domestic collection program, has been ongoing since October of 2001, and that includes several sub-programs that are fiber optic taps with the assistance of the telecommunications companies, about 100 of them across the United States, and the objective there is to collect all the data on domestic communications. That includes emails, phone calls, everything. And that's why they have to keep building larger and larger storage facilities, because they're collecting more and more as the years go on.
So let me back up a little bit. There's been so much focus on the FBI, FISA warrants, what would be needed to surveil an American citizen. Based on your experience, what kind of surveillance on American citizens can be done without a warrant?
None. That should be the rule. I mean, if they don't have a warrant against a U.S. citizen, they shouldn't be collecting data.
Is that what's happening? But that's not
what they've been doing. Yeah, they're collecting data on every U.S. citizen without a warrant. They're collecting data on every U.S. citizen without a warrant. They're collecting data on every U.S. citizen without a warrant. I mean, you could look at the original bit of information released from Edward Snowden back in June of 2013. Was the FISA court order to Verizon to tell them to turn over all the data on approximately 110 million of U.S. citizens. I mean, and there's no probable cause at all there.
So is it your assertion that every American citizen continues to be spied on by the NSA?
Absolutely, yeah. With no warrant or no oversight by Congress or the courts.
How is that happening?
It's all done by Executive Order 12333. And it's done in cooperation with the telecommunications companies, and it's done. That's one of the reasons they had to get retroactive immunity back in 2008. Was because they were assisting in this process. Okay,
so I'm going to try to even make this a little bit more simple. We used an example yesterday on our program, speaking to a former FBI'er, talking about FISA warrants, because I wanted to give our viewers a sense of what it takes to get a FISA warrant. I said, okay, let's just say hypothetically I was communicating with someone in Syria. The FBI was curious about that. There's a FISA warrant issued, and they're surveilling me. And I had a question about how that data they collected was then used, since so much of my communication probably wasn't happening with Syria, but within my team here at Fox News. can you take that same scenario and bring it over to the NSA? Because I want our viewers to be clear, there's different agencies that can do surveillance. If the FBI needed a FISA warrant, how could the NSA do a dive into my data right now?
Very simply because they collect the entire set of data flowing across the fiber optic lines in. Very simply because they collect the entire set of data flowing across the fiber optic lines inside the United States.
Those rated bad or dishonest can be punished. China's experimental social credit rating taking a new level from the start of this month, in fact. Now, the process made possible thanks to the collection of masses of data in all areas. Thanks to the collection of masses of data in all areas of its citizens' private and public life, and it is set to be implemented nationally in 2020. However, as Katrina Yu, Antoine Vedi and Charlie Wang report, social credit already being tested in some Chinese cities.
Imagine a society where everything you do, everything you say, and everything you buy is controlled and evaluated by the authorities. It's not science fiction. In China, it's a reality. From now on, citizens' lives are rated and assessed. This is what the Chinese Communist Party calls social credit.
Here's our chart of excellence models. I'm the second one.
In Fulushan, the villagers have been rated for a year. There are good citizens who contribute to the community, and bad ones, those who, for example, leave their trash out. Chong Kejong is featured on the Wall of Honor because of his exemplary behavior.
It's because I help to keep the village clean. I also help people improve our environment, and I help people become wealthier. I'm proud, but it's also a lot of pressure, because when you're on this wall, you always want to be better.
The social credit rating system began testing 5 years ago in approximately 30 Chinese cities. It will be rolled out across the entire country by 2020. Good citizens will benefit from discounts on their bills and will be able to get bank loans more easily. Bad citizens will be banned from buying train or plane tickets. For the Communist Party, this system is a way to punish and exclude those they judge to be disturbing the harmony of Chinese society.
By using the mechanism of social credit, we'll be able to establish a blacklist of people and create a system of punishment that will be based on a scientific theory. These punishments will serve as a whip. To rebuild moral values. Our society needs it.
Located halfway between Beijing and Shanghai, Rongcheng was one of the first cities to implement social credit in 2013. In the streets, portraits of its best citizens are displayed on posters, like this soldier who saved 2 people from drowning.
This system of social credit influences us, and it also encourages us to not engage in bad behavior.
For example, when we drive, we let pedestrians cross, and when we queue to get on the bus, we don't jump the queue. It seems those who have good marks get discounts on their bills.
In this building, the officials of Rongcheng assign a rating to its inhabitants. We were able to sneak inside and film discreetly for a few minutes. Here, the agents collect data provided by the police, courts, and tax office. Each resident is then given a rating from the letter D for not-so-good citizens to AAA for the best. Jia is already blacklisted. Deprived of his passport for 10 years, his movements are limited. He says the social credit system will allow authorities to more easily punish those who do not pledge allegiance to the punish those who do not pledge allegiance to the party.
In China, the people who will lose the most credit are those who do not agree with the Communist Party. We can't criticize society or the current system, nor should we say bad things about the highest levels of power and the leader. In fact, this social harmony desired by the party is set to maintain the stability of society, but it only serves to guarantee the monopoly of its power.
The fear, of course, is that the government may use this social credit scoring system to punish people that it deems not sufficiently loyal to the Communist Party, and trying to clear your name